Hey everyone, Brett here. In addition to our usual reminders to check out our website for all the latest content, Flash Fantasy wants to give a special shout out to our newest legendary tier patron, Maiku. Our patrons make everything we do here possible, so thank you so much for your support. Now, on to Riftwalkers.
When we last left our intrepid heroes still split between worlds, Reese, Lirion, and Ifran had begun to make their way to a fabled vault where they may be able to find a shard that could break curses, hopefully freeing them from this weird world. Meanwhile, Luca, Val, and Mik were taken to a high mountaintop by their friend the blacksmith, and then confronted by two strange beings of her same race. A quick fight ensued, where Luca blinded one of them and injured him quite severely. However, the other one stepped forward and almost severed Luca's leg just below the knee. We'll return to their blood-soaked adventure in just a little bit, but for now, we go to Reese, Lirion, and Ifran. After 8 hours of trekking, you come upon what is unmistakably the entrance to the vault. A large stone staircase leads up into the hollowed-out bit of a mountain where you see a large stone archway. The door is wide open. Nothing bars you from entering.
We enter.
As you enter the inner chamber, there is a second door that seems to be sealed completely shut. However, you also hear the flapping of great wings. And outside, you see a massive creature with raven black feathers and streaks of blue light falling off of it. As it touches down, it takes on the form of a man, around 15 feet tall. His wings curl around him and then fall into an elegant black and royal blue robe. He walks into the chamber with you all, the entryway to the vault closing behind him.
Greetings, my friend. What can we do for you?
Greetings. My name is Nadimri. I am a winged of Nac'matera. I am here to present you entrance to the vault, where you may take the shard.
Very well. I assume there is some condition to our entrance.
Why, of course. Please, step around me. And he kind of beckons for you to step over to where he's standing, just by the closed entrance.
Ifran does so.
Reese hesitantly does so.
Lirion falls into place.
As you all do, he waves his hand in front of him, and you see these designs on the sealed door in front of you begin to appear. Hundreds of little circles. They then sort of get wedged out of the door and fall into the ground, each of them clattering with a metal clang. It seems they're coins. He continues to wave his hand until they all separate into one nice large pile of hundreds of coins of a bronze and silver hue. He reaches forward, takes one, and shows it to the three of you. Says, "You see, one side shows the raven," and then he flips it over to the other side, "and the other, a drop of blood." And then he tosses it back into the pile, landing raven side up. "Your task is very simple. Divide these coins into 2 piles. Each pile can have any number of coins total, and can have any number of raven-sided coins, so long as there are an equal number of raven-sided coins in each pile. There must be 2 piles, and like I said, they do not have to contain the same number of coins. That is your task. When it is finished, the door will open."
I'm sorry, this seems to be a rather menial task, and Reese goes over to the pile of coins.
As you start walking toward the coins, he says, "Oh, very well then." And he waves his hand, and any inkling of light completely disappears, and you are in pitch black darkness.
Even my face?
Yes.
Oh.
Spoopy.
Okay, Ifran goes to where the piles were, and he takes one of the coins, and can he feel any difference between the 2 sides?
No. The sides are indistinguishable by anything but sight. As Reese clomped over, You were able to see that at the beginning, there were exactly 20 coins with the raven side up before the lights went out. Back in Ayueti's plain, high above the mountain top, Luca is still bleeding out in the snow. The blacksmith has just given Val a condescending little pat.
That he deserved.
And I think it's safe to assume that the blacksmith is fully aware of Mik's location.
Maybe she thinks that Val leaned down next to Luca.
I did.
So she takes 2 giant steps forward and goes up to Val's newly charmed individual, and she shoves one of her hands inside its mouth and then the other one also inside, and she takes his head and his jaw and she rips them apart.
Ooh.
To where the top of his head is no longer attached to his body, and then she just throws the corpse onto the ground.
Well, that's one way to do it.
She steps over to the one who is bleeding from the eye and the brain, who then starts backpedaling on the ground. She plants one foot firmly in its crotch area, and then she grabs its leg and tugs until it snaps off, and she flings it off the mountain, and then takes the rest of its form and throws it down the hill as well. You hear it spurting and cracking and crashing as it splatters against the rocks below.
I did not like that.
If you could have done that the whole time, why did you give us the job?
Because I was busy opening the vault, and you were supposed to provide a no-distraction environment, of which you failed sorely. And she just rolls her eyes, and then she goes over to Luca, and she kneels down. She's like, okay, we'll fix you in the moment. And she just grabs him and starts dragging him toward the now open passageway where she was standing before in the top of the mountain. And she looks back at Val and says, come, come.
What is she dragging me by?
Your torso.
All right. Does the dangling end of my leg catch on anything and rip off?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
I'm just saying. She's just dragging me across the floor, and there's a large chunk of me that is no longer firmly attached to my body.
And then Ryan's like, oh yeah, and the rest of your leg comes off.
So
Just
thanks for
falls
reminding
off.
me, Emin.
Okay, I'm just going to say Luca is unconscious. I think that's a fair statement.
That's fair. There's a little set of stairs going down, and she is basically dragging you like a child would drag a doll. What do Val and Mik do?
Val glances to the place where Mik is. Presumably, he glances at the indentation in the snow where Mik was, and just kind of like raises his eyebrows, and then follows.
Yes, and Mik gets the cue and begins to follow in his footsteps, hoping that nobody noticed that he was over there.
So, as you enter the vault and start down the stairs, the blacksmith brings you to a large stone door. And she sets down Luca against one of the walls, and she kind of snaps in front of your face, and then taps on your head a little bit, and then blows in your face, trying to get you to wake up.
He needs healing.
Yes, of course. How stupid. And she takes your leg, the bit that is kind of dangling, and as she goes to move it around and attempt to put it back together, she accidentally snaps the rest of the flesh off.
Oh.
And she's like, oh, excuse me, one moment.
Are you a healer? Perhaps you should not do it.
I am a smith. I repair things all the time.
Living things of flesh and bone.
Everything, she says coldly. She pushes Luca onto his side to where the leg is now on the bottom, and she can set them together nicely. And she has a little pack in her robe, and she starts digging around. And, from one side of her little pack, she takes her hammer, and then the other side, she grabs out some 6-inch long metal staple-looking things, and she starts nailing your leg back together.
Oh my gosh!
Hold still, he's unconscious. Okay, it's fine.
He is unconscious.
It's exactly as we predicted.
As this nailing procedure happens, Luca is jolted awake by the pain, realizes that was a bad idea, and falls unconscious again because of the pain.
After she's done this 4 times. So there's a staple sort of connecting on either side and then on the top of the knee and then below it. She looks at Val and she says, "Go ahead."
I don't heal.
You practice intent, yes?
Yeah, but not that kind of intent. I've never healed anyone before.
What do you mean, that kind of intent? All intent is intent. It is your desire. You can make it so.
Not in my experience, but I suppose I could try it.
I am merely a smith. I provide the framework. I've provided the scaffolding. And now it is time for you to do.
So Val will message Mik and say, I mean, I don't think that I have this ability. I could try it, I suppose, just to, like, keep you invisible for now if you want. And if it doesn't work, do you want to take over then?
No, please, if you don't have anything for it, I mean, the poor boy is suffering. I have a minor, how do you say, cantrip or spell, I guess you could say, that I can help the boy. I don't know how much, but I'll give it a try.
His leg is bleeding profusely on the stone floor.
Do you want me to go first is what I'm asking.
Yes, why don't you go for it first? But be aware that if I do cast a spell, that I will be visible again.
Yeah, I think we will have to deal with the consequences of that eventually. She is a lot more than we give her credit for, I'm afraid.
The blacksmith just stands there, hands on her hips, looking at Val, and she motions again to Luca with the hammer, and she's like, "Go ahead."
Val will... Laurel has no idea what's going to happen here, but intent is intent. Will envision in his mind Luca's legs stitching back together.
Roll a d20 for me, and add your intelligence modifier.
Okay. I rolled an 8, so 13?
So you envision this, and you hear in your mind this whipping of muscle and sinew as it's stitched back together, and this bone mending and snapping into place. And then as you open your eyes, there's just still these 4 giant bloody staples and Luca's leg spurting crimson fluid everywhere beneath him. And the blacksmith just looks at you and she's like, "Try harder."
How is Agadon with robot legs? Is this an option?
Can I try harder?
And she actually kneels down in front of Val and she says, "What have you been taught of intent?"
There are spells, things that are rules, established methods of using it. I learned from books and practice.
Spells. Incantations. Your kind has diluted this true power. One day, little one, you will realize that you can realize what you want. That you are not bound by these arbitrary rules that have been so ingrained in you. And then she stoops down, just kind of covers up Luca's leg wound with her hand for a couple seconds, stands back up, and it's as if nothing ever happened.
Oh, Val is very... Ooh, okay, wow.
Sans staples as well.
Actually, there aren't like the staples itself, but in your leg, that part is strange. It doesn't look like the rest of your leg anymore. Like, it's still obviously covered in skin and but it looks more like the texture of her skin, where you can almost see the muscle underneath. And in this new muscle of your leg, you see these striations of dark iron. And Luca blinks awake.
Seeing his leg, recognizing this weird texture and odd texturous skin, and kind of assuming that such a serious wound was beyond the ability of Mik and Val, Luca looks up to the blacksmith and just says, "Thank you. I know something of the body, and I should not have survived that. I think you may be the only reason I'm alive. I am once again in your debt."
And she gives you a really warm smile, and she taps your cheek with one of her fingers, and she says, "You owe me twice now." As she helps you to your feet, you all suddenly notice that the door that had previously been blocking your path is all but gone. And sitting on a small pedestal is a bit of a blade.
Luca takes the time to pull the cut pant leg off of his leg because it's hanging very annoyingly on his boot, and begins to approach the fragment of a blade.
And she looks toward Val and she says, "When you are ready, take it. But you must all take it at once, or at least be in contact with each other when one of you does. I will remain here. It has been a pleasure making your acquaintance for this short time. You have brought quite a bit of joy into my life, outside of the normal battles that I fight on the daily. This has been an interesting interruption."
Luca then, turning to Val, and basically knowing that the blacksmith knows where Mik is, turns to them, feeling significantly better about this particular pact than the other pact that may or may not still exist, and just says, "Then we should go, shall we?"
Val kind of blinks back to himself, has been very deep in a lot of thought for the last...
Was it the stitching back together thing? Was it the visibly watching the skin, that got him?
Oh no, it was the being told that he can literally manifest anything that he wants without having to know spells.
That's pretty dope, though.
So he kind of just returns to himself and looks at Luke and says, "I'm sorry, what?"
We should leave. This fragment should take us from here.
Okay.
And then I take both of you by hands because remembering what she said, we have to touch at the same time.
That's smart, because then Luca sprints. No, yeah.
That is how we got here. So
walking up with a considerable amount of calm. In fact, more calm and relaxed than you guys have seen him in a while. Surprisingly, since he just lost and then got his leg back. He's actually kind of stable. So he walks up fairly calmly, feeling Mik's hand. You're holding onto Val, and he grabs the shard of the blade.
And you disappear. We're going to go back to Reese, Lirion, and Ifran. You had just been plunged into darkness after this winged had presented you with a small task, which turned out to be a riddle. You were shown a large pile of coins. There's two sides, one raven, one blood. 20 of these coins were raven side up, and he told you to separate the coins into two piles, making sure that the number of raven side up coins in each pile is the same.
As we are plunged into darkness, Ifran calls out, and he says, "Lirion, Reese, have either of you touched the coins?"
No, I haven't. And Reese is mostly just flabbergasted because this is the first time in his life his face hasn't been a flashlight.
That's actually, a pretty good point.
That's the hardest part of this riddle to figure out. Very good. This is something of a riddle. Now, if you two have the keen eyes of a merchant such as I, you will know of a surety that there were 20 coins raven side up.
Yes, I believe so.
You see, this puzzle, I have actually encountered it once before. In Nac'matera, we called it the Grand Vizier's coins. You see, we know there are 20 of the raven side up coins. So, the solution is simple. We simply take 20 coins into a second pile, and he scooches 20 coins over into another pile. And now, we flip them all. And like magic, there should be the same number of raven side up coins in both piles. And he flips all of them, and he says, "Nademri, was it?
Yes.
I believe we are finished here."
The light slowly fades back up into the chamber, and you see before you, Ifran, a pile of 20 raven-sided coins in front of you, and then an innumerable pile of coins just beyond that, where there are 20 more raven-sided coins. Nademre kind of looks and he's like, "No, that was maybe too easy. But I have encountered many who have tried to enter the vault before, and they were unsuccessful. They either died here, starving in the dark, or they solved it incorrectly, and I ripped their very soul from their being."
I'm glad we could avoid such a fate.
He waves his hand, and the coins kind of stand up on their sides and then start rolling toward the door again, where they go back into the little slots that they came out of. And then you see them all turn simultaneously until each and every one stops, clicking into place, and the door depresses back a bit and then sinks down into the ground. In front of you is a small circular room, a window in the back lining half of the room lets in a nice beam of moonlight that strikes the back of a stone pedestal and a small metal shard.
My friends, I believe we have found our destination. Lirion, very good work on getting us here.
Not so bad with the riddle yourself.
Yes, indeed. Is that true about the Grand Vizier's coins and all?
Back in the Mer, we are always dealing with coins and money and such. It is something that the children are tested on. But, yes, I've seen it once or twice before.
Very well. And is the large winged man still with us?
He is. I mean, he's standing in the chamber where the coins were.
Okay.
Nac'matera, please, if you would be so kind as to provide us with a little bit of information. We know that this shard wields power, but we are unsure whether or not taking the shard from its place will bestow a curse upon us.
No curse. But once you touch the shard, you will travel to a different plane. That of Barasurak. There you will find the next piece.
Virtue of the heart and the sinews. Or the Veilor of corruption and decay, if you prefer. But the sanguine virtue sounds a little friendlier.
I would concur.
So it's best that we all touch this shard then?
Correct.
Very well. Lirion, Reese, on the count of 3.
One moment. And now turning toward the winged man. You are not one of these Veilors, correct?
No. I am simply a servant of Nac'matera. They enjoy creating our kind. The winged is what we are called. I believe Vale is the architect of said blueprint.
I see. So you are servants.
Yes, we do as our masters bid us. No more, no less.
Well then, I wish you well on your journey as well.
Though I appreciate your sentiment, it is meaningless.
I have one more question for you. Is there no way for us to help those sanguine people back in the valley?
He just kind of stares at you a bit coldly for a while, and then finally answering, almost through gritted teeth, he just says, "Unless you would like to join them, leave this place now."
Lirion taking that as like a cue as something of like forbidden knowledge. He doesn't want to be stuck like the sanguine people. And he says to Ifran and Reese, well, I think it's best we left then.
Very well. Then Reese puts one hand on Ifran's shoulder, one hand on Lirion's shoulder. Let's be done with it.
Ifran looks to Lirion, looks to Reese. He says, all right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
And the 3 of you disappear. And then, arranged neatly in a circle facing each other, the 6 of you appear.
My friends.
Val just bursts into tears.
Well,
fair.
I mean, Ifran takes a quick look around. He sees Val in tears.
I see you all and I go, greetings! Where have you all been?
And upon seeing Luca, Lirion actually says, what happened to you? And then goes to examine his leg.
Luca, in response, Luca, nothing that hasn't been solved already. Except for, the giant mark on his cheek, which is visible to everyone.
Reese notices that. He doesn't say anything. He just kind of comes almost uncomfortably close to your face and just looks at it, and then he backs away. Interesting.
Yes, I had to make a bad deal to get us out of there.
That is quite unfortunate. We had to solve a small riddle.
Things did go a lot better for you guys.
Yes. Anyway, it is a shame about your leg. Val, please, why are you crying?
Val just is kind of wiping his eyes as the dried blood on his face mixing with his tears.
Oh yeah, because you're covered in blood.
He's covered in blood. It's he's a bit of a hot mess right now.
Val, I can see you are quite distressed. And he goes and he puts a hand on Val's shoulder.
Oh.
He says, it will be all right, Val. We'll get you washed up and perhaps into some new clothes. I probably don't have anything to fit you, but we can find something. We'll make it work. But please, do not cry. It's quite all right.
Thank you, Ifran. I was... He just, can't speak.
It's all right. Take your time. And then turning to the rest of them, he says, so, it appears we have all ended up here in the realm of Barasurak.
Yes, and as you look about, you're confronted only with a desolate wasteland, ravaged by wars and vile machinations, long gone and long dead. The broken battlements before you stare out into monochrome skies and vast flats of debris-ridden salt. Empty suits of armor are locked in endless battle, frozen in time, covered in rust, their occupants long since faded away to nothing but dust. And as you look around, everything is perfectly quiet and perfectly still. The sky, the clouds, is not moving. There is no wind, there is no sound other than that of your own voices. And the tiniest little pitter-patter of little feet coming from somewhere on the other side of the battlements.
Luca, addressing the three of them, is the shard still in his hand?
Yes.
Luca holding up. I don't actually know how big is this?
I'd say it's probably as big as your index finger.
All right, holding up this small piece of metal. Yes, it appears that this thing brought us here. How did you arrive?
Yes, we got here through the use of this shard.
Well, presumably, whatever magics these shards hold can take us back to Agadon, I heard it called.
Yes, but perhaps we need to have all 5 shards. We have just come from the realm of Nac'matera. Where were you?
The being who helped us said Iueti.
Very well. And here we are in Barasurak. If we find the shard here, that leaves only 2. Cinder, the virtue of flesh and blood, the soul giver, who also is an ethereal, so he is probably more sympathetic to our cause. However, the last one is Val, the father of the governing virtues, the virtue of bones. He is also a most notorious character. For the humans, Val is the one who conspires most against us. I would take great caution before we enter his realm.
After Ifran explained the other virtues besides the realm that we are in, Lirion turns to Luca and asks, "May I see that shard?"
Luca hands it over, doesn't really have any connection to it, doesn't seem to be doing anything now that they're there.
And Lirion, just from this point forth, he's going to be trying to examine them and see if there's anything really special about it, especially in regards to the shard that they got and which they heard could remove curses. And he wants to, in his spare time, do stuff with that.
So, Ryan, you mentioned that we heard some soft pitter-patter across the way. Reese looks up and casts his gaze across the plain to see if he can figure out what it is.
As you look toward the battlements, there's a large broken portcullis inside a decaying gatehouse. And through that portcullis, you see the tiniest little figure, no more than 2 feet tall, on little stubby legs, sort of rounded out at the bottom, arms kind of splayed out to its side, 3-fingered claws just kind of flapping as it runs, stumbling along, a little kind of bat-like head with large ears. 2 large, stubby fangs protruding from its mouth. And it eventually reaches you, and it stops, and it kind of keels over for a bit, and it's just breathing really heavily, but still very quietly.
Reese, who had drawn his greatsword while it was running, and he's not holding it intimidatingly. He just has it out because this thing's got claws.
2-foot-tall creature approaches.
Yeah.
1 sec, let me grab this 6-foot-long sword.
Exactly.
This'll get him.
He walks up to him. And who are you? What do you want?
And between ragged breaths, it looks up to you and it goes, "Quiet!"
At this, Reese just kind of looks over to the group and kind of just shrugs his shoulders.
Val forces himself to stop crying.
Luca approaches the small rat bat-like creature, says quietly, "Why must we be quiet?"
It is the master's wish.
All right, very quietly now, to this creature, Ifran addresses it and says, "Little friend, we will respect your master's wishes. But tell us, do you know where we might find one of these?" And he gestures towards one of the shards that Lirion is holding.
I cannot see it. What is it?
It is a shard.
Give it here.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Quiet.
Does this creature seem to be like in pain at all whenever we're talking, or does he like seem more scared, like he doesn't want us to talk?
No, he just seems like really agitated by your presence.
Grumpy old bat. Okay.
We are annoying.
Lirion walks up towards the creature and he holds it in his hand in a way that the person can see it, but isn't going to be able to grab it very easily. It's more of a thing that showing that I want him to look at it rather than take it.
Well, why don't you roll a dexterity saving throw?
Are you serious?
Not great.
No, it wasn't.
All right, and he snatches it from your grip.
Wait a second. I was going to use my point of inspiration.
Do
A
it.
little bit of insight. This guy's got sticky fingers. You can
This
just
guy-
tell.
Okay, that was better. You said dexterity?
Yes.
20.
He still snatches it from your fingers.
Dang.
Now, does he run away with it, or is he
He
just...
does. He attempts to run away.
Reese is standing right behind him and attempts to catch him.
All right, you will make contested dexterity checks, and he just rolled a nat 20.
Why don't you just kick him?
The heck? Yeah, I mean,
Jeez.
that's more what Reese was going to do. Like, he was just going to try to, like, trip him or keep him in his legs or something.
Okay.
And I mean, I would like, I believe anyone who is in close proximity, basically anyone who was speaking to this being, because I did say Luca approached, to have the right to try to grab him, because I mean, we're all cautious of this guy.
It's true. I was contemplating readying an action in the event that he runs.
I know, I was
gonna
about to get
snatch
my-
him, but
or get my rapier.
Oh, you
out.
guys are way better. Yeah, Luca was going to straight up stab him. I mean,
Poor little. Okay.
Well, before that happens, Ifran is also going to reflexively try to grab him.
Well, it is interesting maybe to note that as he grabs the shard from Lirion and then slips past Reese, he starts running back toward the gatehouse, and he's going at a pretty constant rate of like 2 miles an hour.
oh, that was like super
Wait.
slow.
Okay, wait. If he's not
Okay.
moving quickly, then Ifran is just going to follow him.
Yeah, Reese is just going to start walking next to him.
I thought
Yeah.
he was like skittering away like a mouse.
Seriously,
or something.
do though, because like most people walk at about 3 miles an hour, so you might have to slow your gait a little bit just to make sure you stay within pace. I might be speaking overreaching for the group. I believe the group turns to follow him at a moderately slow pace.
Lirion, well, he's still under suspicion of this creature, even if it's walking away slowly, uses Hunter's Mark on him.
And he's still pitter-pattering away toward the gatehouse. He'll make it there in a good minute or so.
Do we want to cut him off?
I kind of want to see where he's going.
I agree with Reese. Let us see where he takes us.
But make sure that we don't get too far behind, which won't be difficult.
I do believe that would be quite impossible.
Well, Luca wants to walk like shoulder to shoulder with this thing. You know, he's not saying anything far behind. Like he is keeping pace.
If he tries to get away, he's just going to stab him.
That's very true.
All right, and as you are walking shoulder to shoulder with this creature, you instinctively pick up pace as this creature too also begins to go faster and faster the closer to the gatehouse he gets. And actually, once he passes the threshold of the gatehouse, you look beside you, and this creature is now just as tall as you are, and you're moving at a generous run.
Oh my gosh.
I knew we should
Um,
have captured him.
Luca is going to try to tackle him.
Well, come on. I called him my little friend.
Okay. Luca is going to
He
try
ain't no
to
little anymore.
grab his arm.
Okay, grab his arm.
Is it still like a bat-like thing? Just a large bat-like thing?
Yes, he's still stumpy and rounded out on the bottom.
Does-
Well, that sucks. It's about an 8.
You try to use your leg.
He kind of bats you aside as you continue running inward. He's now a good head and a half taller than you are, Luca.
Does he have wings?
No.
So he doesn't appear to be a winged. Wingless.
Can Mick cast perception to see if anything, is there an effect on us, or is there anything that I'm perceiving other than the apparent height difference that's happening to him?
No, nothing is happening to you. And you see that also this creature is becoming less portly and more top heavy, and his features are elongating, and his claws are growing sharper, and his legs are going from stumpy to built.
I would love to cast a spell.
Yeah, cast a spell. He's turning into a full-on bat, and he's going to fly away, so...
Yeah.
Unless there was something... Unless I misinterpreted that badly.
I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force. Just hopefully in an effort to scare it if it fails. I want to conjure an image of the blacksmith.
Oh, that's good.
Love it.
Like right in front of it.
Yes.
All right, so tell me what Phantasmal Force does, Laurel.
It's an illusion, essentially. They'll make an intelligence saving throw. The phenomenon is visible only to them. It can be no larger than a 10-foot cube. It includes sound, temperature, and other stimuli evident only to the creature. And they will rationalize any damage or activity that the illusion makes because they believe it to be completely real.
Okay.
So I can do psychic damage to him if I want.
He rolled a nat 1 on that saving throw.
Awesome.
Let's assume that it worked.
Yes.
Well, Val knows if it worked, I imagine.
Yes.
Nobody else can see it.
I will have the blacksmith attack this critter.
Okay, you hear this thing shriek, still softly though, because it's like, and start whipping around and dodging, and you see the shard kind of fall out of its grip and just clatter onto the ground, and it continues to run, growing still larger and larger, and then it whips around and it starts slashing at the air behind it where the blacksmith would be.
Val slaps Ifran's shoulder and goes, "Go, get it! There's a spell. It is get the shard."
Ifran zips up there like Sonic the Hedgehog, and he grabs the shard.
Right, you zip up there like Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's an apt comparison.
So do you roll up into a ball and dash?
I do. You see Ifran get into a little ball, and he's growing spines out of his back.
sounds
and
like
He
he's
spins in place for a
collecting
couple of seconds,
coins.
and then
Yeah.
The spell lasts only a minute, so we should be quick.
Seeing this thing freaking out, hearing Val mention that it's a spell, Reese takes a quick look around. He hasn't really looked at his surroundings after they passed through the threshold. Where are they? Like, is it a fortress type area? Is it just more open space?
You are inside a courtyard of a enormous citadel. These massive moss-stricken structures loom above you, towering into the sky. This creature outside this massive gateway that leads inward to who knows where is just thrashing at the air here.
It can make an investigation check against my DC if it would like to spend its turn examining the illusion.
It is going to do that because when it realizes that its blows are doing nothing. That is a 17?
That is my DC.
So meet or exceeds. He is no longer affected by this image of the blacksmith, and it turns its attention toward all of you, stumbling about this courtyard trying to pick up the shard.
At this point, Reese has kind of readjusted himself, finding out where he is. Reese, hefting his greatsword, a good distance away, but close enough he could close the gap if needed, just addresses it. "All right, who are you really? What do you want?"
And it turns to face you, its 20-foot-so form glaring down at you through these red eyes, huge fangs and jaws extended outward, large wings sort of arcing off of its ill-formed elbows, digging giant claws into the ground, and it just says in the loudest whisper you've ever heard, "Silence."